can't become if you only say what you would have done. So I missed a million miles of fun. I know it's up for me. You still my sunshine. Making sure I'm not in too deep. You still my sunshine. Keep me first on my feet. You still my sunshine.
What's going on? That's a pretty fun song / music video, Jake. You should go check it out. Very 90s.
You think I don't know Len Steal My Sunshine music video? Get out of here.
Oh, I didn't know the music video. It's very 90s and fun. And like the guy looks so douchey, but I think he didn't at the time, which is always wild. Like he looked cool at the time. Now it's like
still does in my eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, that's the theme that Jordan chose this week is sunshine songs. Steal My Sunshine is a great song.
It's a great song all time. Tough for today. I respect the theme, but tough for today. Arguably the toughest day of the year that's not a Tuesday.
It's a real, we talked about this on Talking Yanks last night. July 4th on a Thursday, kind of wild. It makes it a 4-day weekend. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, summer mode, going hard. Now, especially you and I, since we're baseball fans, you go back to Monday and you're like back to the grind. And there's no baseball tonight. There's the home run derby, which whatever. Yeah, tough day. Tough day for people that don't like their jobs. Like I'm very excited to get back into the routine of things.
I think, it's a 4-day, it's almost a 5-day, because Wednesday before the 4th of July, you're only going to get so much done. And yeah, I think the other thing, you're talking salt in the wound. I think today is one of 2 days a year that there's not one of the 4 major professional sports playing. So you multiply 4.5-day weekend times genuinely no sports. The home run derby is a lot of fun, but it's nuclear. I think this is the worst Monday of the year.
There's got to be some others. Like Monday after Labor Day, Monday after New Year's, if it ever lands on there.
Those are 3-dayers.
That's true.
And if it's New Year, you're like, all right, New Year, new me, blah, blah, blah. Labor Day, Memorial Day, they're the same thing. They're just 3 days. And you get the Monday off. So those Mondays are actually great.
Labor Day or New Year's, no holidays falling off faster. I think it's normal for people. But I used to love New Year's. Couldn't care less.
No.
I didn't do anything last year. Well, how are you? So how are you personally feeling today? Do you have are you feeling down?
I'm doing all right. I'm getting back into it. We've got a lot to chip off today, so kind of focus there. The girlfriend's dad is swinging through town, so I guess maybe I should be more braced for bad things coming. I'm doing all right. It was a good weekend. Yesterday was Sundays are work days for us pretty much. So it was grinding. Getting through that was kind of the tough day for me, especially because I partied. I partied my head off Saturday night. The last time I'll ever party like that. Or that's at least what I told everyone at the party, which is one of the weirder getting older things I've ever done. Because that's always the cool guy at the party, the guy going around saying he'll never party again.
Do you think you will? Do you think you're a liar? Or do you think you're going to party?
I think what I was referencing, so the Mark and Brittany are a couple of our friends who got engaged, and they have an annual 4th of July party, and it turned into that plus kind of an engagement. And so they're cool people. When they party, they're like, oh yeah, we party till the sun comes up. And I was like, damn, I never do that. I'm usually the first one to sneak away and go to bed. So I got amped up. I took a nap. I had a Red Bull, and I gave it a good run. I didn't stay up till the sun came up, but I don't know. I guess I was excited to try to, so I just kept telling everyone, and it's a big time loser move. So children get older, and I'm getting older too. Fleetwood Mac. But today, doing all right. How are you doing, James?
Doing good. I woke up at 5 a.m. really sick. I threw up in the middle of the night. That was a bummer. And then I went back to sleep, and I wanted to wake up at 7:30 really bad so I can get breakdowns done and some stuff done before we did this. And then because I woke up sick at 5 and then went back to sleep, I did not wake up early. And I was super mad at myself. So here I am.
Sorry.
In the streets of New York City.
That's not true.
And I'm back in the New York groove. It's a song.
Yeah. What are you gonna grade? Because what day are we gonna grade? What do you possibly grade?
I don't know. I was just gonna skip it because I have no idea how to do it.
Yeah.
Because we got Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday up for grabs. Nah, you think I can remember last Wednesday? You're out of your mind.
Wednesday?
Yeah. No, we're gonna pass. We're gonna pass on grades.
I had a pretty mad Wednesday, so.
Okay, good. Passing on grades. Let's get into the sports. A lot to talk about today.
Deportes.
Jake with the national.
Nothing I say.
Oh, shit.
Tough.
I'll do it again.
Soundboard
Nothing
guy.
I say should be important to anyone.
Jim, I think the biggest story from the weekend, the U.S. women's national team wins the 2019 World Cup. Rapinoe, incredible, wins the Golden Boot and scores in the finale. And I think she's just officially queen of the world now. So that's pretty cool. We've got some baseball, Jim. One of the bigger stories, Matt Lucroy got knocked out at home plate by Jake Marisnick. Fair, foul, dirty. Looked pretty gnarly, carted off the field. Jim, you'll like this one. A real-life Crash Davis retires after hitting a walk-off in AAA. 204 minor league home runs. He was the active leader, and he just called it. And it's All-Star Freakin'. We just mentioned that home run derby tonight. They had the Futures game last night. It'll all accumulate in the All-Star game. Jim, and then some fun stuff. Coco Gauff Mania. Flying up my favorite athlete list. She stole the world at Wimbledon this weekend, fought off match point early in the match and came back to win it. Took down Venus earlier. She is awesome. Wolf, Eagles to win the last hole of the PGA event, and that's normally cool if you win by a stroke, but he's also 20, Jim. So we got a lot of youth on the sports. Zion, speaking of young, makes his summer league debut, plays a couple minutes, bump knees. He's done playing in the summer league because it's bad. And then literally a seismic shock in the NBA while the earthquake happens. Kawhi is going to the Clippers where Paul George will be joining him.
Dun, 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 dun. Lot of news. The Women's World Cup. That's cool. Best ever.
5 days. Yeah.
Pay them more than the men. I'm pretty firm on that, to be honest.
Nice, dude.
Just because, the men suck. They don't do anything.
Yeah.
It's not even like a women versus men thing. It's a good versus bad thing. Pay the team that's good.
Yeah, I think there's a bunch of revenue numbers and stuff like that. But, yeah, one team's really good and dominant and the other team's bad. I didn't even mention the U.S. men. They lost in the Gold Cup to Mexico last night.
One team embarrasses the country nonstop. One team makes the country proud nonstop.
You feel embarrassed by the men's soccer team?
100% yes.
Wow. Okay.
I think that's normal. They suck. We're supposed to
but it's Jimmy, you're a smart guy and you've got all the numbers. Soccer's not America's sport. We have football, we have baseball, we have basketball. Basketball is kind of our soccer if we're being honest about it. So America's fighting from behind. We don't have a real shot in soccer. I don't get disappointed by them.
I think they're an embarrassment.
Wow. Nice.
When they lose to Ecuador, when they lose to like Ecuador nonstop, get out of here.
What sport do they play in Ecuador?
I don't know. There's like 100 of them.
Soccer.
I get that. There's other sports that are top sports elsewhere, and we're still good at them.
Let's play Ecuadorian football.
Why? They literally don't even know the rules. That's not a good example.
It's perfect. I think the best way someone said it, I think it's one of the U.S. soccer guys. He was saying, when it might have been Tim Howard. I think it was Tim Howard, my man. In other countries, when you're a little kid and you're a baby, you're in your baby's nest. What do they call those? Crates?
Bassinet.
I don't think they call them that, but no, that's an instrument. But Tim Howard said, when you're a baby, your uncle or your mom or your dad, they come over, they put a baseball in there, they put a baseball glove. If you got a football junkie in your family, they put a little football in there. Not a lot of soccer balls in this country getting put in the crib with the baby. And it's totally different culturally around the world.
Yeah. Be better than third world countries.
It's their sport.
They're getting paid professionally.
Yeah.
I bet the U.S. men's team gets better training and all the facilities and all that than some of the teams they lose to.
I think to a degree, I'd say also probably not as well, because again, that's all a lot of those countries have is soccer. That's it. They have the premier training facilities because that's all they do.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, USA has resources, but it doesn't matter over here. It's not important to people.
Bottom line, I can name U.S. women's soccer players going back the last 20 years, and I can name almost zero men's because I don't care about them because they're bad. Bad. Well, what is this real life Crash Davis name? Because I want to look him up, but you didn't put his name in here.
Cody. I actually tried to write it in there. I'm blanking on his last name right now, but it was Cody. He had 11 major league at bats and he didn't get a hit. So that kind of hurt my soul a little bit. With the Padres a couple years back. But he walked it off for Reno.
Cody Decker.
Cody Decker. Yeah.
I thought Eric Kratz was the real life Crash Davis. But this guy's the real life Crash Davis.
Pretty much, yeah.
Do you think we have a lot of people that don't know who Crash Davis is, or too young to know what Bull Durham is? It's an old movie. Best minor league player.
I think it's pretty well known in like sports pop culture. But
he was with the Padres organization for a while, then moved to Kansas City. Oh, then he went to Colorado. They traded him to Kansas City, or the opposite. Then Boston. Then he was with the Mets. Then he was with Arizona this year. 204 minor league home runs. Yo, look at this, Jake. In 2010, an A-ball. Fuck, dude. In 2010, an A-ball, this dude had 35 doubles and 28 home runs. He probably thought there's no way he's gonna be in the bigs in 2 years when he was 23 in A-ball.
I think you need that mentality as an athlete. I think all athletes are kind of thinking that in A-ball, but his was realistic, and I think it's something that makes baseball different. Like some guys, whether it's just roster stuff or how it plays out or bad timing, you can be pretty quality and never get that chance. And I mean, and at the same time, baseball is a crazy sport where we saw the Yankees call up a couple guys this weekend that they literally brought them up for a game just to kind of bring them up. And I mean, at least he made it to the show and he got a couple at bats. Because that would be even more sad. Although he didn't get a hit, and that does cut my soul a little bit. But yeah, man, it's ruthless. I mean, this guy, there was probably a couple years where he was, an injury or two injuries away from getting some serious major league run, and who knows what he does if he gets that opportunity. So that's baseball, Susan.
I'm trying to see who was blocking him on the Padres when he was like, just climbed up the ranks, got to AAA. He was a first baseman, third baseman at the time. So we had Yonder Alonso in 2012 and Chase Headley in 2011. It's blocked by Jesus Guzman and Jason Bartlett. Pretty wild. Well, Hey, he played baseball for his life, so that's pretty cool.
It's still not bad.
Chase Headley blocked him and Yonder Alonso. Those were the two guys that really blocked him when his time was now.
So do you think all right, so he hits this walk-off for AAA Reno and he decides to call it. Do you think this season he was just kind of drifting through, kind of like, I think it's done, but I still don't know what my next move is. And then he hit this home run and he was like, all right, I got to do something else.
I think Reno plays a big part of it.
Ooh.
Like I think if he's back in Portland or Las Vegas or one of the other places he's played, he's not retiring. But Reno it's like a snake's mouth. Just like you just walk into a snake pit of like trash and grossness. Probably get me out of Reno.
Tough day for all our U.S. men's fans in Reno that are listening to the show.
You've been to Reno.
Oh, yeah.
This is pretty nasty. Yo, you know what? I always look at the Pacific Coast League minor league teams. And where they have to play, it just like sucks.
Yeah. Salt Lake on there? Is that the Bees?
I'm looking at this guy played in Albuquerque, Omaha. I don't think those are that bad. El Paso. I'm going to say this wrong. Culiacan, Tucson, Lake Elsinore, Fort Wayne.
What was that middle one?
The one I couldn't know. No. It's a Mexican town name. I don't know how to say it.
Okay.
Culiacan.
I like it. It sounds cool the way you're saying it.
And there's no way I'm saying it right. I'll type it to you.
I mean, totally not, but we all know that.
All right, you give me your best rip at this pronouncing this word.
Okay. Yeah, Culiacan.
It's not right. There's no way that's right.
Yeah. Well, we'll need some help on that one, people.
Someone in the chat says Culiacan.
I mean, that's how it's spelled. Yeah.
Yeah.
If you pronounce every letter, it would be said Culiacan.
All right. So everyone got what they came for already. The real life Crash Davis and women's soccer.
Culiacan.
Lucroy got knocked out by Marisnik. I'm going to do a breakdown on this play. I already have it done. So I'm going to take like a real closer look at everything. I just saw it a couple times in the reactions and I saw the post-game interviews and stuff. I don't think he was trying to do this.
What do you mean by do this?
I don't think he was trying to collide with him. I think he was trying to avoid a collision. And it's just terrible, terrible situation. He said, like, how it looked to me was what he said in this post game. Before he even said it, that's how it looked to me. Like he thought that Lucroy was going to take it and do a big sweeping tag towards foul ground. So he was going to cut and dive in and go zig when he zags. Yeah. But Lucroy stayed up high and it just fucking collided. How sorry he was right away and like distraught a little bit kind of plays into that. And just the way the play was, it just looked like shitty. I don't know if you suspend him. Because there is also like, hey, we know you didn't mean to do this, but you put yourself in a position where this happens and we're trying to avoid that.
Yeah, I mean, if you accidentally hit someone with your car, if it's an accident, sorry, but that doesn't make you innocent. And I think you're right. I think the thing that sucks for him is that if this normally happened and was a collision, people would be like, oh, Marisnik, what are you doing? I'm sure even a lot of people would probably have his back and be like, baseball should still be played like that. The problem is he got wide receiver going down to catch a pass, where Lucroy, if he's the wide receiver in football here, drops down to catch the ball. The safety is already coming in to hit his midsection, but because the wide receiver dropped down, they went head to head, man. And that's why it became even more of a story. And so I don't know. I mean, I don't think Marisnick came in and was hoping a headhunt or anything like that. I think at a certain point he knew there was going to be contact, and that's still a big mistake on him. Like, you can't do that. They've made it very specific. You can't do that. So I mean, I'm not yelling bad guy from the rooftop, but it's really dumb.
Yeah. I do think he was trying to avoid him because it's just not part of baseball anymore. And like,
yeah,
there was a part where it was grandfathered in and there were still players who were like, this is how we play. Marisnick's never played like this. He's a younger guy. Like, this has never been part of his baseball experience.
Yeah.
Like the whole contact and home plate, which I'm so glad is gone. It's just so not in spirit with the rest of the game. Even the big take me out slides at second when like they were like decking people. It's like, what is this? This is a completely different sport, and like it's not necessary.
Yeah.
Which, you know, then you get the crowd like, oh, you're a pussy. Oh, it's like, well, it's true. Like,
yeah,
but just no need for these collisions. So I'm happy they're gone. I don't know. I think he was trying to get cute with his slide, and then he just got tangled up.
I think you have to suspend him for that. Because this is the first time this has happened in a while. I mean, you and I have our pulse, our thumb on the pulse of baseball. And I mean, you don't see a lot of this anymore, or almost any of it, which is a good thing. So I think they probably want to make an example out of him a little bit. And again, the car hitting someone with your car isn't a perfect example because I mean, even if it's an accident, he still did something wrong, and you can't do this on a baseball field anymore.
Yeah. I wonder if they suspend him. Do we have an update on Lucroy? He was like responsive and stuff, but just so banged up.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't heard anything. Probably
a huge concussion. And then there's another story about Cervelli that we're going to do on Talking Baseball after this about his. We'll move on. We had 15-year-old Coco Gauff. Is that how you say her name?
Yeah, man. Did you go check out the highlights? I was telling you to.
Luke showed me like one clip when her parents were all excited and stuff.
Yeah, that's not the highlight at all. She's awesome. She I mean 15 at Wimbledon, takes down her idol, and then she has match point against her. I mean, a point away from being out of the match. She fends it off. She comes back. I think she was down 5-2, 5-3. She rallies to win that set. She goes on to win the next one. And just unbelievable. She's 15 and she was handling everything like a 15-year-old professional. Like, she was very nice and cool, but at the same time, it wasn't like one of those like, wow, can you believe she's out of, like, she's this composed. Like, someone mentioned like, oh, the winner of Wimbledon gets like 1.1 mil or something like that. And she was like, damn, that's a lot of money. She just had a big shit-eating grin come over her face. So I don't know. She's awesome, and it was almost the overnight celebrity thing, and kind of a young phenom in the wings.
She's from, where's she from? Delray Beach, Florida.
Yeah, and that was another fun part of it, that they had cameras at like bars in Delray Beach, and they were just packed with people going nuts for this 15-year-old girl that was like representing Delray Beach, Florida at Wimbledon. It was awesome.
Cool. Good for her. Hopefully she stays good.
Yeah, it'll be interesting. I think I mean, she's already going to be elevated with new sponsorships and stuff and all that. And I don't know. I mean, it ties into sports and confidence. Maybe this was a one and done thing for her and she was just hitting the ball right and getting lucky, or this is the start of something special and she now has that confidence to take with her.
Yeah. Cool. Another young guy wins the PGA at 20. Never heard of him.
Yeah, almost And it's so funny. Like I'm almost mad at this kid because he's 20. He's now a millionaire and he's really good at golf. But yeah, man, hitting the eagle to win it. I mean, that's some stones, baby. So good for him. But also very, very jealous of him.
Matthew Wolf, Eagles 18 to claim it. How far out was he?
It's a long roll, man. He I don't have the distance in front of me, but it was a real one.
I tell you how good I putt the other day.
You said you putt well the other day. You want tell the people about it.
It was scary how good I putted.
Yeah.
I hit two basically chip-ins, but I putted from the fairway or whatever you want to call it, you know. One was from the rough, one was from the like fringe, one was from the fairway. They were probably like 20 feet each. Then I made two more putts that were 10 feet out that we were just trying to see. Like, all right, because we were playing doubles, best ball.
Right.
So I was like, all right, I'll see what the break
guy.
Yeah. And then I made everything within 5 feet. It was automatic.
Yeah, his shot to win it kind of was on that. He was on the fringe there. And it wasn't like a long, I was going to say long curvy bastard. I don't know if we could say that, but I don't know. It's a real putt to win it. And yeah, good for this guy. Enjoy your money and being really good at golf. And hey, good for you, Jim, for sinking your putts.
It's crazy. Best I ever putt. When I play next year, I play once a year. We'll see if I can do it again.
Were you hitting that 7-iron?
No. I play with a tee shot, whatever I needed, and then I just play with a 6 and a putter the rest of the way.
Oh, you dropped down to the 6.
I just hockey slap shot everything.
Nice.
But it was weirdly working very well.
Just got to hit it straight, Jim.
No one teaches this.
Hit it the right way.
I play once a year, so it's not like I'm going to be like, oh, I gotta practice. Nah, just do what's good for me this one time. Kawhi goes to the Clippers. Paul George is joining him. Can you give us like a 1-minute recap on this?
Did you hear my seismic reference, Jim? That was good wordplay.
The earthquake. We didn't even talk about the earthquake. Dodgers and Padres played through an earthquake. That was pretty wild.
Yeah. It stopped the summer league games, some of the more impressive and wild broadcasting you'll ever see. Doris Burke and Mark Jones, who they were in Vegas, so they were 4 hours away from the earthquake, but still significant. Like the Jumbotron was moving. It was pretty crazy. Mark Jones, it was his first earthquake ever, and he was like talking himself through it. It was pretty nuts. He's like, I've never felt anything like that before, and it was really scary seeing the ground below my feet move. And okay.
Did you see my breakdown of it?
Of the Padres game?
Yeah, of the Giants earthquake.
Yeah.
Steve Hangiris. Fuck, Steve. How do you say your last name? Hangirius. He gave us $5 to support us and said, props for lip reading Terremoto. Nicely done. My first time reading Spanish lips.
Wow.
Constant clues were pretty easy.
Well, that's not true.
What's that?
You're arguably the biggest Shakira fan I've ever met.
I've never read her lips.
I think you've been reading those lips for years.
Hips. You're thinking of hips.
Hips. That's what it is.
Thinking of Shakira's hips.
Shakira's hips. Okay.
I love Shakira. Anyway, so Hernandez asked Bat Boy, what's going on? And the Bat Boy just calmly goes, earthquake. And then he looks around like, oh, has no idea how to handle it. And then the catcher asks him. So I saw him say something to the catcher, and I was like, well, he probably says earthquake to him in Spanish. But what's that? So I went to translate it to Terremoto, and then I went back to Kike's lips, and he says Terremoto. I was like, fuck, that's awesome.
Damn. International.
It's pretty cool. And then I just get so impressed with people that can speak 2 languages.
Yeah, right?
Like, I can't do that. Obviously. It's very they don't get enough credit, to be honest.
Yeah, it's blowing my mind even thinking about speaking about 2 languages. That's kind of how pathetic I am. But yeah, it was nuts seeing the foul pole moving out there, and you had the Jumbotron moving in Reno. It'll be a 30 for 30 one day. Coco Gauff, Zion's debut, earthquake, and then the bomb gets dropped that night while people are starting to tuck themselves into bed. I think it was 12:30 Mountain Time, or something like that. But I don't know. I vividly remember looking at my phone and being like, I don't really want to be awake anymore. And I was like, I'll do one last check, and the Kawhi news dropped, and it was like, damn, he's going to the Clippers. The Lakers look a little foolish because he was clearly their plan, and they just started signing a bunch of the lame guys that played with them last year to come back instead of the money they were going to give to Kawhi. So that was kind of a brutal look for the Lakers. It's awesome. This is lining up to be the best season in NBA history. There's no super team, but there's probably 10 really good teams with like 2 stars. So it's awesome. It's good for the Clippers, good for the NBA. Cause it would have sucked a little bit if the Lakers were Kawhi, LeBron, and AD. Like, come on.
It's better for the NBA with some parity. My brother-in-law, huge Lakers fan, he was refreshing Twitter for like 3 days straight.
Yeah.
And then I saw him after the news, and I was like, how are you? He's like, oh, I'm spin zoning so hard. Our depth is so much better now than if we got Kawhi.
Yeah. Super. Finally got Danny Green in house. Yeah, man.
Did you know the Woj stuff? So my brother-in-law, Brett, he told me the day before, he's like, yeah, Lakers fans hate Woj. They think he just spreads lies. He's anti-Lakers. He's like, they hate him. And then Woj was right the entire time.
Yeah.
Because he's always right, isn't he? And then all the Lakers fans tweets that like were people saying like, Woj is wrong and blah, blah. It's pretty funny. Love a good backfire. Love when people are just straight up adamantly wrong.
Woj is like one of the best people at his profession in any profession. Like that dude is insane. He's like always awake. He's always on his phone. He's always talking to people. And I know a couple of guys I really like in the sports world, like Woj gets some crap because they're like, well, it's not that hard. He just gets the news and then he tweets about it. And they're like, if you think that, you are one of the dumbest people on this planet.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was cool. Good for the Clippers. And yeah, the thing we talked about it on Talking Knicks, which has actually been getting a lot of love. We did it on the YouTube for the first time. Was that the Knicks turned down the meeting with Kawhi, and then it leaks out, or after this trade happens, Kawhi basically said, or he didn't basically say this, but he wanted to play with Paul George. He said that. And there was different rumors about there was a crazy trade was offered to Toronto with Russell Westbrook and Paul George, and they could have went back there. But yeah, I don't know. There was a little bit of speculation in the Knicks world, like, well, I don't know. If they emptied and traded everything they possibly had for Paul George, would they have gotten Kawhi? And then Knicks fans just collectively look at each other and be like, we don't have the heart for this anymore. Let's just move on.
Yeah. Intern Luke just gave me this tweet. Lakers, LeBron and AD, Clippers, Kawhi and PG-13, Brooklyn, KD and Kyrie, Golden State, Curry and Clay, Milwaukee, Giannis and Middleton, Philly, Simmons and Embiid, Portland, Lillard and McCollum, Utah, Gobert and Mitchell, Houston, Harden and CP3. NBA's balanced for the first time in a long time.
Dude, and I mean that's missing some guys. I mean, Porzingis is going to be back. He's with Luka Doncic in Dallas. Like, they'll be fun. I mean, Kemba goes to Boston. It's crazy how many good teams there are in the NBA this year, and it's so exciting to see, because this is kind of like, I don't know, this is like a dream in sports. This is like why people do fantasy drafts in video games, to have like balanced, fun teams like this. So it'll be interesting to see if the league is on high, or if it's kind of the reverse effect that people actually secretly love the Golden States, and when LeBron's just dominant and all that. So I'm jazzed up, Jim.
Wow. You want to talk about Derby for a little bit before we go to halftime?
Sure. What do you got on the Derby?
Who replaced Yelich?
Not sure. Yelich replacement. Google.
Fuck, I can't think about it. Chapman, I think replaced him.
Matt Chapman, yes.
I have Bell and Alonso doing well.
Okay.
I think a lefty wins it. I think Vladdy's going to gas himself in the first round so bad, much like Schwarber did when he did it the first year.
Yeah, I'm the opposite with you on that. Vladdy's my guy.
Yeah, that's the only thing I feel confident in is that he's going to gas himself out.
Oh, I think Vladdy's going to roll it. He's so young, man. I think you're skipping over that young energy. He's 20 years old.
No, that's the thing. Like, I don't think he has the presence to like take some breaths every now and then. Like when Schwarber did it, he was super young and he just went up there and was like, boom, 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 boom. And then by the end, he was like, oh, arms were heavy.
Who's Schwarber's daddy, though?
Well,
he's not Vlad Sr.
That's just what I think. I see him getting gassed out. Going. I mean, also, I don't think he's got great stamina. I think I like Jock. Jock has a very minimal swing.
Yeah, I think Jock's too small. I think he had a good first round. Acuna. I'm should just Acuna. His numbers are pretty impressive. I just feel like athletic center fielder with power to all fields doesn't translate as well to All-Star Game home run derby. And yeah, I don't know. I think Bregman.
Someone from the right side of the bracket is definitely winning. The right side's Alonso, Santana, Bell, Acuna, and the left side is Chapman, Vladdy, Bregman, Jock.
Sounds like Vladdy has a nice little path to the finals there, huh?
He does. But I think, yeah, I thought Yelich would beat Vladdy easily, but he does have a path to the finals, and then we got to see. Huh. But I got Alonso and Bell winning and going up against each other.
Okay. Vlad.
We'll Vlad all the way.
All day.
Tonight at 8 Eastern.
6 Mountain.
Dude, I love those like Bellinger and Jock swings. They're so minimal. Bellinger's swing is so minimal. You ever seen like the side angle from like the third base coach?
Yeah.
It's basically a mannequin until the pitch is at his front hip.
Keeps it flat through the zone.
You got any faith in Bregman? Like, I can see his competitive spirit getting him through one round. I just don't.
Yeah, like that's exactly what it is. Like Bregman will probably see the most pitches and take the most swings in the first round, just because it'll be like that's how I'll hit the most homers. And then I don't know. Like Bregman's not a big dude. That's not an insult, but I mean, there's going to be a picture of Bregman standing next to like Vlad Jr. tonight, and you'll be like, well, those are different animals.
More I'm staring at this, the more I'm looking at Bell as the winner.
Wow, feeling Bell.
Yeah.
Lefty should be good for him. I like it.
The only thing Alonso has gone against him is he's a Met.
And he's righty.
Yeah. But the Met thing looms larger in my brain.
That looms larger. Oh, maybe it's the opposite. Maybe this is what the Mets need. Maybe this is like what they'll get to calm them down. Like, wow, Alonso had an incredible first half, and he won the home run derby. The Mets get 5 minutes where they look good. Like maybe this is what the Mets get.
I just don't believe in Santa. I don't believe that will happen either.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. I wish it would. I like Alonso.
And everyone will be like, why is Alonso holding Vlad Jr.'s trophy? This is getting weird.
Thank you to Vic H. He gave us a couple bucks. Says, love this channel. Just got my free jersey code. Oh, yeah. Victor won the Patreon. John Boy Media Patreon. He gets a jersey.
Nice.
Congrats, Victor.
Congrats, Vic H. Vitch.
Halftime. What you got going on over there?
Not too much. You said a hot word that reminded me of something I should probably mention at the halftime because it got a good laugh out of you. My mother listened to, I think we did a laugh in the past episode where we talked about backfires. It's kind of the new season of Laugh from the Past, our history podcast we're doing. is backfires. And I was like, damn, I wish I had more backfires that jumped into my mind. And luckily, my beautiful mother listened and she texted me and she said, how about the time you gained weight so you could play football? And then I told you couldn't play football.
Dude,
and it's like,
just got
it's like, okay, mom, like be cool about it. And then there's another time that I walked to a friend's house. There's like a snowstorm and I want to go hang out at my friend's house. And she's like, Jake, there's a snowstorm. Like, I'm not driving you. And I was like, all right, can I walk it? And she was like, yeah, sure. So I did it just out of like spite. The moment I got there, she drove, picked me up, and brought me home.
And didn't let you hang out at your friend's house?
Correct.
That's mean by Linda.
It's cold. It was cold. It was a cold move.
That's real. That's super mean.
That was tough love, man. That's what it was. So yeah, that was so luckily my mom informed us with a couple good personal backfire stories of my own. And
you getting fat for football when your mom wasn't gonna let you play football is pretty funny.
It's good. I mean, it's good. Whatever.
Yeah, go check out Last from the Past. We're going to record another one today. I think it sounds bad to people off the bat because they're like, history. It's like funny stories. Real funny stories. Jake and I talking about how fucking weird they are.
Yeah.
The last one, this season is going to be wild because it's historical backfires. The last one, episode 1 of season 5, it's about the French introducing sewer systems to Vietnam when they took over. And basically, they just dug up a breeding ground for rats, and the rats took over Hanoi. And then they had to incentivize the people to kill the rats, which backfired on them into people breeding rats. So the rats just fucking took over Hanoi. It was wild, wild tale. Go to Last from the Past, check it out.
Yeah.
All right. Luke is here. He came in. He's working hard. He already got a breakdown video secured for me. Now he's doing the voicemails, and I think he set up a John Boy and Jake radio YouTube channel because we're gonna do this part-time here and make a full channel for people that like John Boy and Jake radio.
Yeah.
So good job by Luke.
I read the news today, oh boy, and though the news was rather sad,
Well, it's 6 o'clock. Time for the news.
A semi-trailer carrying Hot Pockets overturned on I-70 in Missouri. Hot Pockets everywhere. A Russian recorded himself kicking a bear and then getting bit by the bear he kicked. Tough break. Backfire. An exotic bird at the Bucks Animal Hospital turned out to just be a gull covered in curry. I don't know how they didn't smell that one out. Texas hikers call cops after mistaking traffic sounds for wild pigs chasing them. A lot of peyote, I think. And Mac Dre, everyone's favorite Bay Area rapper, would have been 49 years old today.
I read the news today, oh boy.
News was light for a 4th of July weekend.
Everyone was just barbecuing and in the pool. No news to be made.
Super light. But
Rest in
Hot
peace.
Pockets did overturn in Missouri.
Rest in peace, Mac Dre. I did it for the yay. Okay. Yeah, I'm into this. I mean, do we have people snagging HPs on the side of the road?
You would hope. I mean, Black Friday, they go to Walmart and like destroy the place. You'd hope they hear about some Hot Pockets and go run. Remember when Hot Pockets, when it, like people were like, "Hey, Hot Pockets puts horse meat in their Hot Pockets," and the Hot Pockets came out and were like, "Yeah, we do. We're sorry. We'll stop doing that." It's like, whoa, wait, what? You do? You should have denied that. That's one of the
horse
things.
meat.
That's one of the things you should have denied.
You're not putting bad horse meat in there.
The incident happened along the westbound lanes. No one was injured.
That's good. We like that.
The State Highway Patrol tweeted the news and said, Even if you have the munchies, you can't have the hot pockets. You ever seen
someone was so happy crafting that tweet?
Yeah. You ever seen Ward of Lore with Nick Cage?
Yeah, not in a while, but yeah.
You know the scene where the plane lands in, I don't know where they are, I think Africa somewhere, and they're like, well, what do we do? We can't leave this plane here. They'll scrap it. And then they do a montage of all the people coming and scrapping the plane and just like tearing it down to nothing. Should have done that with these Hot Pockets. Just put some cameras, time-lapse mode, see how long it takes for the people of Missouri to come steal all these Hot Pockets.
Is that the best scene from that movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Easily.
Did that scene make like time-lapse cool?
No, time-lapse have been cool since the dawn of time.
Well, that's not true because they didn't have cameras then.
Since the first time-lapse.
Okay, the original. I guess that's what I'm currently looking for. What was the time lapse that broke out that people were like, "Yo, that was a cool time lapse"?
I mean, I'm probably guessing the first time lapse of the sun setting or rising was the coolest thing in the world.
Yeah, I mean, I'd like to see the pictures or the video that like brought it to the forefront.
I don't know. I don't know if there's some first ever time lapse. This ain't gonna be they're not gonna be able. I think it's so popular, they're not gonna be able to like do this. I think it's as old as cameras. So looks like a lot of sunsets. Yeah, I think flowers blooming. That's pretty awesome.
Yeah, flowers blooming. That's pretty good.
Or like caterpillars becoming butterflies. That's probably a cool time lapse. Yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff. Time lapses are awesome. They're never not cool.
Someone needs more credit for the time lapse. That's all I'm saying.
Who invented the time lapse? It's some photographer.
Like someone, because I mean, a time lapse, you could take a picture of the sun now and the sun 10 minutes from now, and that's technically like a time lapse.
Okay,
someone crushed a time lapse.
Okay, the first use of time lapse photography in a feature film was George Méliès motion picture Carrefour de l'Apple. And then F. Percy Smith pioneered the use of time-lapse in nature photography in his 1910 silent film, The Birth of a Flower.
What were a lot of the words you said the first time?
The feature film.
I saw your tongue out of your mouth for way too many words.
So the director of the film name is George Méliès.
See, there's that tongue again.
And the name of the motion picture was Carrefour de l'Apple.
Yep. Right there at the end. Yeah. I got a good tongue time lapse here. Cool.
French. Yeah. Time lapse. Awesome. So yeah, make a time lapse of all the people eating these Hot Pockets. I'd be there for it.
You can't have them even if you have the munchies, you guys. Shut up, Missouri police. Bad tweet.
Russian recorded himself kicking a bear. Bear turned around and bit him. Sounds fair?
Yeah, I mean, eye for an eye, the whole world is blind. Everything adds up. Is there going to be video of this? Do I want to click this?
I don't know.
So many websites out there.
The problem is in Russia, they have like bears as pets. Like they're all docile. Like, they're a common pet in Russia, or more common than here, I should say. I think there is a video. This video is pretty creepy. Is this guy just sneaking up on this bear? He's going to run up and kick it, and then the bear's going to turn around and bite him? Is that what I'm watching right now? Okay, the bear has his back to the camera, and he's walking by the base of a tree, and the man he's close. He's in kicking range now. He goes around the other side of the tree. The bear has no idea he's there. Terrible instincts. He's right on top of the bear, kicks the bear in the ass. The bear now looks at him like, what the hell, dude? Why did you kick me? Who are you? Oh, and now he comes after him. And the guy runs away. The camera goes shaky. Camera's shaking all over the place. Camera is so shaky. The bear's attacking him. Camera's all over. Camera's still now as if the guy died or he dropped the camera. Just Blair Witch style, looking up at the trees, swaying in the breeze. And I think, okay, the camera's back. The guy found the camera. He came to, and the camera's out of focus. Looks like the man is standing up again. and he's trying to run away, but he's limping. Looks like the bear got him. Yeah, and that's that. Why would you do what that guy just did?
I think that's kind of just what you do when you're bored in Russia. I'm just going to go walk in the woods if I find a bear. That's part of it.
It's crazy. But speaking about weird shit in woods, this guy kicked a bear. These Texas hikers called the cops. They said there's wild hogs chasing us. The cops came like, that's just the noise of cars driving by.
Oh, no. I mean, got to be booze or something involved in this, right?
A Canyon Park police officer responded to an urgent call from a woman who had taken refuge in a tree. An animal she believed to be a wild pig was nearby and growling. It wasn't a pig. It was just cars driving by. She got to be high on something.
Yeah, I mean, we have a couple stories that normally link up to drugs. We've got a paragraph titled "Bizarre Mix-Ups." Bizarre mix-ups like this often lead people to call 911 and feel a bit ridiculous after. Earlier this year, deputies in Oregon responded to a report of a possible home invasion after a house sitter said that someone was inside the home's bathroom. The intruder turned out to be a Roomba.
It's like, come on, Ryder, don't have to bring the Roomba girl.
Were just looking. They just wanted to get the Roomba story back out there.
Yeah, they're like, yo, this needs to be back in the news. That Roomba story is too good.
Not for nothing. You're house sitting and you hear something moving in a closed door. I'm on their side.
Yo, I got freaked out yesterday because I left the house. I was the last one inside. And I came back and I put in our code to open the front door and I turned the handle and it wouldn't open. And it was like the deadlock had been locked from the inside, which is only possible if a human locks it. I was like, whoa, fireworks were going off. I've been crushing Stranger Things. I'm like, what's going on?
Right.
This is spooky. I had to break into the window and like climb in. And then I'm like, is there someone in the house? How'd this get locked? But it turns out my door handle disconnected from that little nipple bump thing that goes into the wall.
Sure.
Locks it. So like when I turned the handle, the thing inside the door wasn't coming in. But for a little bit, I was freaked out. I was like, is someone inside the house?
Stranger Things.
You been watching?
I haven't yet. How is it?
I still enjoy it very much.
The timepiece.
I think it's become more of a fun watch than a good watch.
Ooh, interesting.
Like I thought season 1 was really, really good. But
Yeah.
they're delving deeper and deeper into it's always been ridiculous. So that's kind of a hard thing to say. I still think it's really entertaining.
Yeah, I guess in season 1, you weren't sure exactly what it was leading up to, and now we kind of know that there's like creatures, conspiracies, and that kind of stuff going on, which isn't necessarily your cup of tea.
Mike, like I hate Mike.
Damn.
He's so lame. That's about it.
Tough break for Mike there.
Yeah. I hope these guys are making good coin from YouTube. They deserve it. Well, thank you, Crypt Algo. You guys think the Yanks can beat the Stros in the playoffs? Yeah, we'll see. No team is complete right now. I saw some people tweeting about the Yankees, Jake, who have like the best record in baseball and are 6 games up in their division, had a really, really good first half, despite 20 players going on the injured list.
Right.
And I saw a bunch of Yankees fans because they're upset they lost the last 2 games, tweeting things like, was the first half good? Yes. Are the Yankees in a great place? Yes. Will they make the playoffs? Yes. Do they need to add more pieces to win in the playoffs? Yes. I was like, name me a World Series winning team that did not add pieces at the deadline. The Red Sox added Eovaldi and Pierce last year. The Astros added Verlander. So to say like the Yankees need pieces, every team that hopes to win the World Series needs pieces at the deadline. That's just baseball 101. but they're acting like
Right.
this is like singular for the Yankees. This is their problem. What are you talking about? Every team ever needs pieces at the deadline.
He's ready for talking baseball, folks.
We're doing that next. Let's go to bet of the day. But you know what I mean? Like I didn't respond on Twitter or say anything, but I saw so many people saying that. It's like I actually like be interested to go down the World Series winners and see which one added the least amount of people at the deadline.
Yeah, I think. I think the Yankees fans are pretty tuned in that they need a big time starting pitcher, and I think people would say that's a bigger piece than teams would normally be looking for.
Verlander was huge, though.
Oh yeah. Well, like Evaldi was supposed to just be a fifth man for them. He ended up breaking out and doing some crazy things. But
Same with Pierce.
yeah. Oh yeah.
Someone in the
Had a
chat,
magical run.
Crypt, said that the Kansas City Royals didn't add anyone. Now I'm interested in that.
I'm trying to think. Did they add Cueto or anyone? I don't know. I'm blanking.
Yeah,
This is. I think this has to be a talking baseball topic.
yeah, maybe not today's episode, but maybe
Maybe not
in
this one,
a
yeah.
couple, because we're still doing practice episodes. If are a Patreon supporter, you get access to these Talking Baseball test episodes. I think we have 2 more test episodes because we're kind of raw, trying to figure things out. And on the 15th, we go live. They will be on this channel. If you want to watch live, you have to be a Patreon member. But then eventually, right afterwards, they will be on this channel as like a video, not a live stream. So let's go to bet of the day.
Bet of the day, it's the bet of the day. Bet of the day, bet of the day.
Bet of the day, bet of the day. It is the bet of the day. Jakey on Wednesday, a while ago, he bet that the Nationals would cover the 1.5 spread over the Marlins. I agreed with him. We were both successful in our venture.
Did they win by 2? I'm blanking.
I think they won by 3. I think it was 5-2.
Okay.
So good job, Jake. What do you have today?
So, Jimmy, this is kind of a tight one because, again, this is one of the 2 days a year that none of the 4 major sports are playing a game. So I'm gonna BD it, Jim. I'm gonna lay it on the table, and let's go Vlad for big money to win it.
Vlad to win it. Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's
Vlad
easy.
to win it.
That's easy for me because I disagree.
Jake is stupid, but
Jakey, about to make a big.
Oh,
I corrected in time.
boy.
Let the record show.
Oh boy.
Let the record show.
How about this? How about this? We change it up for a little bet of the day. We do a mano a mano. We do. I'll go Vlad. You go Josh Bell.
Sure.
Whoever either gets further or hits more home runs.
Yeah, gets further is tough if if neither of them win.
Then it would be who hits the most home runs. Like if they both lost in the first round, whoever hits the most home runs.
Yeah. Okay. If they both lose, if they both get past the first round,
Right.
both lose in the second round, is it whoever hits the most collective home runs or whoever hits the most home runs in the second round?
I would think cumulative.
You can't just do get the furthest because, like, if Bregman hits 1 in the second round, Vlad hits 3, and it's like, okay, I'm done now. Whatever. We'll just say goes the furthest to make it easier.
Sure. We'll figure out a tiebreaker if we need it.
You're more confident on Vlad than I am on Bell. I'm more confident on not Vlad than anything else.
Well, yeah. I mean, there's a lot of other guys, but I think this is supposed to be Vlad Jr.'s introduction to Major League Baseball.
I do think that it's smart they invited him and are putting him on the stage. I'm happy about that. Jake, since we started this conversation here, I wanted to
Okay.
give some updates. The 2015 Royals traded for Johnny Cueto, Ben Zobrist, and Johnny Gomes, who were all pieces on that World Series team.
Boom.
Cueto and Zobrist were like big pieces, right?
Yeah.
Was Zobrist an MVP at some point in the playoffs?
Did they get him at the deadline? Because he was on the Rays, right? Yeah.
They got him like late July, which is the deadline.
Cool.
So good job by him. In 2015, Zobrist, let's see, what did he do? He had an 880 OPS with 2 home runs throughout the playoffs. So yeah, he was pretty huge. Yo, I can't believe the Mets were in that World Series.
Yeah.
How far they fell. He had 4 doubles in the World Series, Zobrist, but 0 RBIs. Scored 5 runs. Anyway, yeah, part of it. Gotta get pieces at the deadline if you want to compete. There's nothing new there. Go to Steal My Sunshine. And then we are out of here. Thank you guys for hanging out with us. We will be back tomorrow. Another episode of Jumbo Jet Radio. If you don't want to watch on YouTube, go to the podcast app and listen there. Any of them, whatever you want. See ya.